it was like a bad dream coming true. I mean, you wake up in the morning, had this awful smell.
So what we're coming up here is the mouth of Talmadge Creek in the Kalamazoo River.
I saw it in the paper, it was up in Marshall, and I didn't realize what had really happened, how big it was.
And I went to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning, as usual. My wife called up and said, there's an awful smell in the house. And I said, what is it? She says, I think we got a gas leak.
I flew to DC for congressional session that week. I coincidentally was seated next to the president and told him that the largest inland oil spill in the history of our country had just happened in my district.
You know, so it is just a few feet across, and you can imagine putting 1 million gallons of oil into that little creek. It's right here.
And I said, well, get out of the house, go to town or something. Well, come to find out it was that real heavy oil.
And most of it made it into the Kalamazoo River and kept on going downstream for about 35 miles.
And then from there on in, it was, they were closing the road, and Enbridge said it was a voluntary evacuation. No, we were demanded to move, leave.
As soon as I was back in the district in Marshall at the command center, met with EPA officials, determined that Enbridge was slow in the cleanup response.
This ground that they polluted, I had oil up in my yard, 47 feet up in my yard. It was so high, it went around a tri-level home, and it got into the cement blocks, and it was leaking through the basement wall.
The thing that breaks my heart is that, like, first responders who got sick, when they went to the doctors said, what were you exposed to? And they said, I don't know, because they won't tell us, because they don't have to tell us, because it's proprietary.
It was just indicative of the entire incident. They botched being aware of this spill in their own system from the control center in Edmonton, Alberta. It was like a scene from The Simpsons, with Homer eating donuts, watching, what was, a meltdown of a nuke plant. I mean, it was just, they missed every alarm system and opportunity. And similarly, once it wasn't even them that discovered the spill on the site, once they were made aware, they downplayed and underreacted to the entire incident.
They ripped it right away from you. I mean, your life. So now we start over.
Now, when you talk about being a good corporate citizen, if you're not caring about people's health, that you care more about your competition finding out your proprietary chemical mix in your pipeline, things have gone wrong, in my opinion.
Enbridge didn't address it as the true disaster, with unimaginable implications, including oil reaching Lake Michigan.
And a lot of EPA, DEQ, and contractors on the ground for years, really, to try and control it, contain it, mop it up, dam it up, blot it up before it went downstream to Lake Michigan, which of course would have been the real catastrophe. This was bad enough.